This episode of Riding the Line is brought to you by Specialized. Right now, the Levo lineup is dialed. 3 bikes, 3 different missions. Ross has been on the new Levo R Rally, and that thing is what most riders actually need. Full power, lighter, more agile, and way more fun on everyday trail. The Levo 4 is still the benchmark for power, range, and all-around capability. And then there's the new Levo 4 Evo. It's a straight-up electronic enduro bike, built for when things get steep, fast, and rough, but still climbs like it should. Head over to specialized.com and find your nearest retailer to check them out. All right, let's get to it. Enjoy the podcast. What is going on, everybody? Back again for another episode. We are back in the groove, man. We are hammering these out weekly, slowly but surely. I'm sure it won't take long for a hiccup to happen, but we're trying to stay dialed here. But your host, Kason Smith, joined by your co-host, Mr. Ross Mockton. Hope everybody. Oh, yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Oh, dude, just been grinding. Yeah, getting on it. Had a big weekend, as you know.
You did have a big weekend.
Yeah, I put a ring on Leah's finger on Sunday. So we had some friends out, did the thing under a waterfall, got some epic drone footage, and then went and had epic champagne and brunches. And huge thanks to my mom and dad. Huge thanks to all my friends and Leah's friends that showed up. Man, we kind of disguised it under a birthday surprise because her birthday is on Wednesday. So happy birthday, babe! So yeah, we had a great time. She didn't say yes, she said duh.
Duh.
Duh. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a great little weekend, and yeah, so it's a big day, and happy to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Well, glad she said yes, but we expected that.
Yeah.
Have a little confidence in yourself, you know?
Yeah. And now that I'm kind of like through all of my planning, dude, when we get done with this, I'm gonna sit down and work on some editing from the Bachelor weekend, so we get that thing edited, and everybody can enjoy what we did from your party the week before. So yeah, that's coming to you as well.
Yeah, I've got some editing to catch up on as well as far as the social stuff goes for that weekend. And yeah, stoked for you, man. Big weekend, and then I fly out to get married next week, so big weekend all around. For big timeline for riding the line.
Yeah,
it's cool, man. Well, without further ado, man, we got a great guest again. We got some solid guests on. Back. Ross, do you want to bring him in? You want me to?
Go for it, Kason, man.
All right, dude. Yeah. So, Mr. Josh Camp coming on the show, man. He has been featured on the Narnomas podcast numerous times to tell the tale of mountain biking in general, MTB Atlanta. Gosh, you name it. Mountain biking as a whole. This guy could talk for hours about. So, super stoked to have Josh Camp on. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, fellas, and congratulations to both y'all. That's pretty awesome, man. Big moves.
Dude, appreciate it
for both of you. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Thanks,
do you know what you're getting into?
I got an idea.
I'm sure you could tell us a little bit about
it. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful, man. It's the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. We're stoked. I'm stoked. I know.
Oh yeah.
I'm so stoked.
Dude, I will say I saw a couple little clips of the boys' weekend, your bachelor party or stag, whatever you're calling it. It looked pretty awesome. Sounded like you guys had a blast, honestly. Kind of jealous. I've never actually got to ride at beach, so that's one I was supposed to ride at beach a couple years ago, and the night we got there was the same night that Hurricane Helene hit. So we didn't get to ride any, and we got stuck on the mountain for like 3 days. So I do need to go back, though, for sure. I've always wanted to ride there.
Dude, holler at us. We'll go down any day.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was sick. It was actually super fun. My one complaint that we didn't bring up on the other show, Ross, is how slow the lift is. Like, it's come on, slow as molasses.
I heard somebody say one day that they would rather go to Sugar just because the lift is faster at Sugar. I've never been to Sugar.
That's what my brother said. My brother said you can get way more runs at Sugar.
Guess we'll have to find out.
They used to be a faster lift, I believe. They had a high-speed quad there for a while. Yeah, I think it takes a second, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was still. I just wanted to put that in there. It is a slow. It is really slow.
It is a slower lift. Yeah, but you have to get the bike on real quick.
Yeah, I was comparing. So my brother rode Sugar like a few weekends before, and I looked at his Strava he rode like the same amount of time, and the mileage was like insane. He did way more laps. So that was like one caveat is you could probably get some more laps than a Sugar just because the lift's a little bit faster. Which I wonder, dude, the amount of hikers we saw was kind of crazy.
I think that, had something to do with it because everybody was getting on and off because they do have that mountaintop bar. And so I think when folks hop on and off, they slow the lift down. That now that you bring that up, I do remember, a lot of folks getting on and off and the lift just chugging to a stop. And then, So, I mean, this is a good point. Yep. Fair enough.
Which I think would be, I don't know if Sugar, I mean, I've never been to Sugar, so I don't know if that's the same problem, but
they don't have
Josh, hikers bar. These are people just riding up, going to the bar and riding down. I mean, some of the hikers were riding the lift down, but these people are literally just riding the lift to go to the bar, which is, hey,
it's good view.
Your own, man. That sounds like a good view. Sounds like a party. We just added mountain biking in.
Yeah. What else did y'all ride besides beach?
We rode some off the map stuff around Bent Creek area.
Okay, sweet. I haven't been back up there since they redid all that stuff. I'll have to go check it out. I said I haven't been back up there since they redid Bent Creek, like Greens Lick and all the other stuff around there. I know they just finished one of those recently, but I'd love to go check out the others.
Yeah, there's some stuff. I mean, obviously, most people are gonna there's a lot of stuff off the parkway that is not mapped. And we rode some of that stuff. It was sick.
It's steep. It's gnarly when it's wet. God, you're sliding all over the place just trying to keep the bike at speed. It was wild.
Sounds like
fun.
Hey,
Kaysen, I got a quick question, a non sequitur. What you drinking on over there, brother? What you got it out? Is that a YZ koozie I see?
Well, Yamaha koozie with a Coors Bank.
What a banquet. Josh, what are you sipping on? I saw you had look like
I got a little Tropicalia.
The old Trop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I got some. I wanted something super refreshing. I've been working hard on a roof today, so we got some of that Atlanta pomegranate cider. I had one with the man Jared not too long ago, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick this up for a podcast. I'm gonna be drinking it out of my mason jar though. Keep it cold and on ice.
I hit that place up a fair amount. I'm just down the street from there. They make good ciders.
Good spot?
Yeah. For sure.
Killer.
It is pretty good. They make some good stuff, dude. I used to drink the hard ciders all the time.
Pineapple one.
I got out of the cider game.
What was that, Josh?
I said I like the pineapple one. That's the one to get.
Ooh.
It's got like a habanero in it. Or something.
All right.
It's got like a little spice to it.
I gotta try that. Yeah, all the beer sponsors out there. Anybody knows a beer sponsor? We're still hunting. So holler at your boys.
We do need a brew sponsor. Dude.
I know, man.
That would be sick. Is that what you're kind of doing with these most recent episodes? You're like, what are you drinking on? You're trying to promote, dude.
Trying to just see what sticks.
A little product
pull in a new sponsor.
Throw it at the wall, man.
That sounds like the best sponsor possible.
Do what?
I said that sounds like the best sponsor possible.
Oh yeah.
It would turn these podcasts into rated R real quick.
We got to get that Patreon, dude. We got to get that second hour.
That's right, dude.
Well, dude, let's hop into it. Let's hop into this thing. Josh, what's going on, man? We're just going to pop the top off. What's going on the west side?
Living life. From a mountain bike standpoint, There's always lots going on. In the last like 4 or 5 months, lots of projects that have been, kind of boiling in the back have started to come to a head. The biggest one, of course, you mentioned on the west side, at Shirley Franklin Park.
Pause.
Yeah.
What do you do for MTB Atlanta? What is your title? Why are we talking about this stuff? How are you involved with this stuff?
So I would call myself a trail advocate. I'm not on the board anymore, and it's not MTB Atlanta either. Let's start there. So MTB Atlanta and North Georgia Mountain Bike Association joined forces recently. We had Brett Davidson and I. Brett's the executive director for MTB Atlanta. Both of these are all SORBA chapters. If you don't know what SORBA is, it's a Southern Off-Road Bicycle Association. And they help build, maintain, raise money for trails all over the Southeast. I think in the Southeast right now, there's over 10,000 members of SORBA. Here locally, we have 3 chapters, the North Georgia Mountain Bike Association, Rambo, and SORBA Woodstock. And they all kind of help take care of the trails. They do the behind the scenes work with the land managers and that kind of stuff, make sure the relationship's good, help kind of advocate for new trails, help maintain existing trails, all that kind of stuff. MTB Atlanta has been around for a long time. In fact, SORBA started right here in Marietta, Georgia, where I live, in 1989. A lot of people don't know, but you used to be able to ride your bike to Kennesaw Mountain. And then I guess some folks got angry. The hikers got angry. The Confederate lookalikes and stuff got angry and decided
Confederate lookalikes.
What do you call those people? The reenactors? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
They dress up in like the gray coats and the blue coats on the weekend, and they sleep in.
It's basically LARPing, but Civil War LARPing.
Yes, I'm very well aware of who you're talking about. it's just funny you called them Confederate lookalikes.
I mean, they are. Proceed. That's what they're trying to do. They're LARPing, Confederate LARPing. That's even better. So we used to be able to ride bikes there. I didn't ride bikes there. That was a long time ago. I was riding bikes, but not mountain bikes at that point in my life. And so they lost access because they didn't really have a voice at the table when, the Confederate LARPers started complaining about mountain bikes flying down the trails. And so because of us losing access at Kennesaw Mountain, they started an organization, Southern Off-Road Bicycle Association. That's how SORBA started a long time ago.
Cool.
Again, it's grown to like 7 states, 10,000 members now, and they're doing lots of good work all over the place. Locally, MTB Atlanta has been around for that whole time. They're one of the first chapters, to really start. Also, SORBA West Georgia was another one that was Paulding, Douglas, and Cobb. It was SORBA West Georgia. And I kind of got involved with that about 8 years ago or so when I first really started riding again. I went to Alatoona Creek and, Case and you over there, you've been there forever. So you kind of know the trails. I didn't know the trails. And so when I went to the kiosk and saw a map, I was like, man, there's a bunch of stuff here. And then I started riding and I realized, oh man, there's a bunch of stuff here, but it could be cooler. And that was kind of my first thought. Like, there's lots of trails, but I would like to see different types of stuff. Like, it was very XC back then at Alatoona Creek. And Casey, you probably don't know this, but you and even Drew and Sean and some of those guys were part of the reason that I got involved with SORBA. I don't think I've ever said this to you, but I think back then you lived close to there and you guys wanted to help. And so you guys wanted to do stuff like over at Mumbo and Knuckle Sandwich and that kind of stuff. And, the land manager wasn't real keen on that because y'all were like kids at that point, He still is. So there was some pushback, they were just being hoodlums. Exactly. And I kind of saw that from the outside and thought there's got to be a way where we can convince the land manager that, the type of riding that they're wanting to do, maybe some jumps, some faster stuff, some downhill stuff is appropriate and can happen here. And so when those guys kind of, got frustrated and started going other places, Pine and whatnot, then all of a sudden it's like, well, I'll go over here and see if we can't work with the land manager to do this the right way. And so that's how I got involved with SORBA, was I wanted to make Alatoona Creek better, see some different kind of riding there. And so, yeah, I've been doing it for like 8 or 9 years. Sorga West, Georgia, folded back into MTB Atlanta. And we started doing big things. And now MTB Atlanta has joined forces with North Georgia Mountain Bike Association, and we are doing even bigger things. So there's lots going on around town.
Doing that West Side project, man.
Yeah, so that's another one. That's another one that's like been in the works for 10 plus years. There's folks like Chris Alassa that lives over there in that neighborhood on the West Side that's been like on the boards of their local park, organizations or whatever. And forever and ever, he kind of advocated for just like a little pump track or something. Tiny little oval, nothing. He wanted something in the park that he'd go ride. And so he joined those boards and advocated for a long time. And then I don't know if you remember Earl's Bike Shop. Earl from Earl's Bike Shop talked to a donor, somebody that said, they wanted to see the kind of stuff that was happening in Bentonville happen here in Atlanta. As a Chestnut Foundation, and that was part of Mindspring, the company Mindspring and stuff. And they wanted, not Mindspring. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank what the company is now. Oh well, doesn't matter. It was some kind of software company, and he said, I want my employees to be able to ride their bikes to work or jump on a trail off the belt line and get some exercise. He wanted quality of life for his employees, plain and simple. It makes lots of sense. If you want to,
so it was an Atlanta-based company.
Yes, he's based in Atlanta. I mean, it's an international company, but he's based in Atlanta. And MailChimp, that's what it was. Thanks for the little push.
Oh,
Ross.
cool. Okay, right
MailChimp.
on, dude.
So, big company, I think at some point he ended up selling to Quicken or something like that. And so, started a foundation specifically for help improving the lives of youth and that kind of stuff. And so he said, we want to do something to kind of help, give cycling better access in the Atlanta area. And so Earl hooked him up with Brett Davidson, the executive director, and they decided, hey man, we can make a really big splash here at this West Side Park. It was called West Side Park at that point. And if you don't know what West Side Park is, it is where the old quarry is. It's been on like, The Walking Dead and all that stuff. If you ever see an old quarry looking thing in any kind of movies and TVs, that's usually that. Well, the city of Atlanta turned that into the largest park in the city and also the reservoir. So it's like the emergency drinking water for the whole city. And it's on the Beltline. There's no connection yet, but it's like, a couple blocks away from there. So we got on the master plan after lots and lots of work to put, at first, it was going to be just that little pump track. And after the Chestnut Foundation family got involved, that changed drastically. And now it's going to be the premier bike park in the Southeast for sure. Once it's done with phase 1 and phase 2, it will probably be the largest kind of trail system bike park, definitely in any kind of metro municipal city in the United States. So we're excited about it. And it's right on the cusp of opening. We're looking at like November.
Yeah. So if this is something within your knowledge wheelhouse, will you give us a breakdown of, because I think a lot of folks probably that listen to us have seen the photos that have dropped, have seen some of the videos that have dropped of it. They know kind of what it's going to look like. It's very, we could kind of compare it to the rail yard over in Bentonville. And so could you kind of just draw us that, I guess, give us that kind of verbal map of, hey, what are the features? What are the lines? Like, I know they'll have like a beginner, intermediate, advanced jump line. It looks like there's a few pump tracks. If you could kind of like give us that little bit of outline as far as what you know.
Yeah. So there's 2 phases. The first phase is what's happening right now, and that's the bike park area of it. Phase 2 is going to be some single track trails, I think, and then and then another small kind of beginner trail. But phase 1 is if you haven't seen pictures, I encourage you to go online, look at Shirley Franklin Park in Atlanta. It's probably all over the news, all over the socials. It'll be easy to find videos, drone footage, all that kind of stuff. Check it out. But the
You
phase
said
one
Shirley Franklin?
That's the name of it now. It used to be West Side. Now it's called Shirley Clark Franklin Park. So it's the bike park at Shirley Clark Franklin Park. We just say Franklin Park.
Cool.
So yeah. If anybody's ever been to Pittner, where the pump track is over there, we paid for that and gave that as a gift to Cobb County. And so the size of the pump track at Pittner is actually the same exact thing that we have for a beginner track at Franklin Park. So there's a beginner track.
So it's the tri-oval.
Yeah. So that was one of the things. And, like I said, I came in kind of later in the process and got to help with some of the design options because, the Beltline and all those folks are good at building awesome parks and stuff, but they're not bike, specialists. So our role as consultants were to help kind of push them to get to spend their money the right way on stuff that people want to ride, and stuff that's not going to, all of a sudden after 2 years, nobody rides anymore because it's, too small. And so when they talked about making like a little tot track, I was like, well, we already got kids on Strider bikes ripping that pump track at Pittner. So I don't think there should be anything that's like smaller than, I don't think there should be anything smaller than what's already over at Pittner because we got, kids there all day. And so they listened to that. So the smallest little beginner track is actually the same as the one at Pittner, exact same thing. But it bleeds into a pretty amazing pump track with transfers galore, wall rides. I think it's the very first one ever to have 2 over-unders where you ride up and over the trail and then under the trail. It's really cool. It's set up to actually be, I guess it's not Red Bull Pump Track Challenge anymore. It's just the UCI ones now. But we're actually set up to do those kinds of races there. There'll be stadium seating for that kind of event. There's also an asphalt jump line, wooden lips and asphalt landings and stuff and asphalt berms. That rivals like what they have at Baker Creek, that style. If anybody's ridden there, it's the same kind of style like that. And then there's also a bicycle playground and a skills area. So just that bike park area is probably 3 football fields, at least 4 football fields worth of asphalt and stuff all over the place. It's huge. It's gigantic. And it's going to be awesome. I've got luckily the build crew, they let us go out there and kind of test it out and stuff. And I got to ride a little bit and it is going to be transfer city on that pump track, man. It is pretty awesome. And even the jump lines, have lots of options for transfers from like line to line. It's going to be really, really cool.
That's sick. Well, if you need any more test riders, I know Kason and I will happily volunteer and guinea pig whatever it is that you got up your sleeve.
We'll make a run down there for sure. It's funny. I've actually been doing rides down every weekend around the Beltline and stuff just to kind of track the progress. And, I've snuck in there a couple times and it's an active construction site. So I don't suggest everybody does it, but because I was part of the process, they let me go in there. But it is going to be super awesome for sure. There's still a fair amount of stuff to do, a lot of like the infrastructure of the park and things like that, kind of the marble benches and the sidewalks and all the safety access and that kind of stuff. And so it won't open until probably November.
Okay.
I've actually never seen like a rendering of what it's planned to be, I don't think. And it's insane. Like, genuinely, everything that they're planning to do it's wild how big it is. And I don't even know if they know the amount of traffic and people that are going to flood this thing.
I think, and honestly, that's the exciting part for me because, I for a long time, so John Purcell is the land manager over at Alatoona Creek, right? And he and I got to be pretty good friends and we worked together closely when I was with Sorb West Georgia and working over there. And, we always said if we could just get a pump track at Pittner, then that would really grow the scene. And so when we joined MTB Atlanta, that's what we did. We focused hard and actually we got a another grant from that same Chestnut Family Foundation. When they gave us they gave $8 million for the West Side Bike Park, the Franklin Bike Park. And when they gave that, that goes straight to the Beltline. The Beltline kind of takes care of the project. So they're like, well, you guys didn't get any money to do anything, us being MTB Atlanta. So do you guys have any shovel ready projects? And so they gave us, I think it was $1.2 million. We built like 20 miles of trail and that pump track at Pittner, all over the metro area. And that was like 2 years ago. And when that pump track came about, man, we couldn't really afford a whole lot, but I went on a tour, kind of figure out where we could get the most bang for our buck from like a design standpoint. And that's what we picked. And it worked, man. The community that grew up around that little park, is pretty awesome. If you go out there every afternoon, you'll see little kids, old men, everybody's trying to like get that feeling back. You'll see a lot of like BMX kids and mountain bike kids together out there, XC kids shredding. It's really cool kind of what's happened out there since we built that. And now doing it in the city at, on the west side, it's going to be even bigger. I don't think those Beltline folks know what they've got coming, honestly, when it comes to that. It's going to make some big waves.
Yeah. And it's like, if you look it up on Google, a lot of photos of the rail yard come up in comparison to use just as like, hey, this is probably what it's going to look similar to. But
yeah,
when I look at the rendering of like the map that's planned out, dude, it's going to be way bigger than the rail yard. Like,
yeah, like, I've been to the rail yard. And the rail yard is super cool. Don't get me wrong. It's super cool.
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah. American Ramp Company are the folks that are building that, and they're the Velo Solutions provider here in the United States. They got the Velo Solutions is like the brand for best brand for pump tracks. They're an international brand. They sent their best crew from South Africa here to build that main pump track. And then the rest of their guys right now are building the skills yard and the jumps and all that stuff. But yeah, man, it is impressive. Like I said before, I kind of went on a little tour. I went to Baker Creek. I went to Arkansas a few times and kind of checked out whatever I could find. I went up to Banner Elk and stuff and Boone to check that stuff out. They have a little pump track there. And went up to Tri-Cities up in Tennessee and check their stuff out. And nothing's going to compare to it, honestly, and the best part about it is I know ours is going to be the best when it opens up, but I hope like within less than a year, somebody else builds someone bigger and better somewhere else we can go check out, let's just keep making them bigger, making them better.
Yeah, I mean, this, I think Ross and I had talked about this on previous podcast. This is what Atlanta needs as far as like the bike community, man, because we are like, just look at the people that are here, right? Just the amount of people that are in the cycling community, the amount of people that are in the mountain bike community here it's insane, especially with Georgia cycling, especially with these younger generation folks. We have every need and every capacity, the capabilities to be bigger and better than Bentonville. Absolutely, dude. And with something like this, dude, it's like that one thing, that next thing, then that next thing, then that, kind of like what you're saying is like, once people see, dude, because genuinely, I do not think they understand how many people are going to use this. And that when that ribbon cutting, that opening day shows up, guess what, dude? There's going to be people from Tennessee. There's going to be people from North Carolina. There's going to be people from Alabama. There's going to be people from Mississippi. They're like all everywhere. People are going to flood here, dude. People are going to make weekend trips. They're going to be buying hotel rooms. They're going to be paying for food in Atlanta. Like, dude, it's going to be seriously, like, just looking at the map, it's going to be that big.
Well, think about like what the Beltline's done for cycling in general. I think like 5 years ago, Atlanta was like one of the worst. They have like People for Bikes does like this survey thing where they survey everybody. They say which cities are like the worst for biking or the best for biking in the United States. And I think like 5 years ago, Atlanta was like towards the bottom, and rightfully so. We didn't have bike lanes. Everything's very car centric, all those things. And now that they've kind of invested in the Beltline, and starting to invest in projects like this. And honestly, things like Southside Park or Sykes Park, which might just be XC trails, but it lays the ground for that next portion of progression. Jared's Place is a perfect example also. That kind of stuff would not have been a good business model if you had tried that 10 years ago. But now that the community has grown and everybody that's been riding for 10 years has progressed, now that's what they want to ride. And so there's demand for that. And Ross, you live East Atlanta Village down there or something like that, close off the Beltline and Grant Park and stuff. Yeah. So, there's been, dirt jumps down there for a million years, that people have been riding. There have been communities all over the place of cycling in Atlanta. We just don't know about it. Everything's kind of been disconnected. And I think the Beltline has really brought a lot of those communities together. And we're starting to see it more. I'm sure all of our social media feeds are very bike centric and show us all the time. But I'm starting to see it like other places too. Like when the news picks up, how many bikes are on the Beltline, or this new Beltline project called Franklin Park. It makes a big splash, and it's really going to change things in the Southeast. I think big time. All these little small cities are starting to come to us. For North Georgia Mountain Bike Association, we work with like 20 different land managers. We're with the U.S. Forest Service, Army Corps of Engineers, churches, municipalities, counties, cities, you name it. And all of them are starting to see, the difference and like are coming to us asking for bike centric things. Give us trails, give us pump tracks, run a kid's bike camp for us, So the tide's definitely turning and it's only going to get better. It's a pretty cool time to be involved, honestly.
I think there's a couple of things that you said really kind of resonated with me there. One, it's like you were talking about the dirt jumps that were down in the East Atlanta area. We'll call it the Grant Park area. It's like, well, it's kind of as the Beltline came through, it's like what the Beltline taketh away. Now kind of like the Beltline giveth back, right? Like we're now getting this big dope park, and it's like, oh man, so that's kind of cool. What was there may not be, but that's the evolution of it all. But the second part that also like along with that is being in East Atlanta, dude, Leah and we can hop on bikes. I can ride right over to the Kroger, that new section of Beltline right there at Glenwood.
We were there on Sunday.
And in that little shopping center, I can shoot all the way down to the Beacon. I can get all the way to Piedmont Park. I can go, I can go to Decatur. I can go anywhere. Like you have so much little 5 points. I have so much accessibility on this bike Beltline. Now, if you're out there in like if you're in let's say the Ponce City Market section of Beltline on a Saturday or Sunday, you may as well walk your bike. But it's still promoting biking. But it's good. It's good track stand practice. Yeah, right. Or it's good to be able to, I don't know, have a set of eyes in the back of your head there. And it was even cool. Like, you're not supposed to really bike the skate park, but we go over there and like all the skaters, if you just don't act like a jerk, dude, like, and you respect lines,
are you really
all
not
the
supposed
skaters
to bike
are
in that
cool with
skate
it.
park?
They don't care.
That.
I don't think so. Yeah,
Really?
no. I go over there with a dirt jumper once in a while, and I'll pull like some ridiculous transfer or like shoot out of like one of the little bowls like into like the downside of the field next to it, and then they're like, "Yeah, this dude can stay." And, yeah, you kind of go be respectful. Don't.
We went over there like a few months ago, and I took my brother-in-law and some friends from, they live out in Paulding County, Hiram, Dallas area. And we went there, and yes, the Beltline is awesome for everybody who lives there, but it's also awesome for people that don't live there, because now it makes Atlanta seem way safer, way more accessible. You can park somewhere that's safe, ride around and see every single neighborhood, all the developments, at least on the west side right now. On the east side right now, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Like you can stop every, couple blocks and get a beer somewhere, or stop for lunch or a coffee or whatever. But I took him, he was just following me, right? So it was me and our wives, and then my niece and nephew, and we were just riding on the Beltline. And so then we pulled in, you go into the Freedom Parkway Bridge right there, and we pulled into the skate park. And so the first part's just kind of the street stuff, and then it's a small bowl, medium bowl, and then like some huge bowls. And so we kind of rolled, we kind of rolled a little street stuff together, and my brother-in-law was right behind me. And then we rolled the bigger street stuff. And then, then comes up like a 6-foot drop into the first bowl. Well, I know it's coming, so I just kind of roll around the bowl, He just continues to go and just without even knowing it's there, straight 6-foot drop. Didn't like drop in and hit the lip or anything, like just straight to the bottom. He rode it out. It was actually really awesome, but it was a pretty good story. And like you said, everybody thought we were cool and we could stay because we were willing to sacrifice our bodies for entertainment.
Dude, that's good stuff. And another note on that too is even from East Atlanta, now that they've got everything to the beacon, and it's still back under construction right now, but to be able to get from East Atlanta, we got over to Monday Night Brewing over in the West End.
Yep, that's actually where we parked.
The whole belt. Yeah, and so they're working on all that stuff over there, and from there to get up to the bike park is not it's gonna be a hop, skip, and a jump to get up there. Once all that is, right I don't know if they have plans to connect that, but
there is. Anytime you're dealing with railroad stuff, it's hard because the railroad doesn't want to give easements and that kind of stuff to the city. So there's some easy connections that could happen if they ever got those railroad easements. But right now, the easiest way to get there is get off the belt line and jump on the Proctor Creek Greenway, and that goes right into the park. Yep. Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, it'd probably take you 35, 40 minutes from my house to get over there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's so nice too. It really is. It's just, everybody's in a good mood out there, even like the kids that are on like the e-motos popping wheelies, like even when you see that, like, you're just excited to see somebody having fun, it's like, it's a cool vibe. Honestly, it really is.
So that leads me into a probably stupid question. There is going to be essentially no, I don't know, this is a dumb question, but my concern of mine is, this is a concern of mine, right? Because this park is going to essentially be treated as in it's like a skate park or the rail yard, as in there's like no employees on staff, right? It's open all the time. You can go whenever you want. Jimmy on a Razor scooter can do what?
Dusk. I think it's just until dusk. Like they won't let people there at night and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so no lights.
No lights for right now. Obviously, we'll be pushing for those once it gets built and they see the demand. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was a question of mine in that process.
That would be super sick.
I was hoping there would be lights because that would be insane.
I'm sure we'll do some events there and like rent some lights and that kind of stuff for events. Because like I said, they're building bleachers and stuff for people to watch.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, boy.
The jump line section, has any of that been crafted yet?
Yeah. It is, the jump lines are probably 90% done, I think. There's 3 of them. They all kind of start up high just off the pump track. Everything's asphalt. Then you do like a wooden drop into kind of a little G out, wooden lip, wooden whale tail, into like 2 or 3 different wall rides and burns and stuff. It's going to be awesome, honestly. It's hard to explain.
Is it asphalt landers or resi landers on those?
Asphalt landers. At least the 3 that I've seen.
It is. So wood to asphalt. Okay, because I know like some of the rail yard is like that resi style lander. So I was just curious if, I don't know what their plan was there.
Unless they're going to do that in the skills area, and the bike playground area. The actual jumps are all, they're steel frames with wood on it, and then everything's asphalt.
And then asphalt.
It's beautiful. I mean, I'm a mediocre rider, man, and I hit the medium line. It was super fun.
Okay, so like full suspension, doable, fun. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, dude,
I saw a whale tail too.
You could do it on a BMX bike for sure. Like everything's so smooth, and I mean, it's crafted perfectly, man. You could ride it on anything. I bet there'll be somebody on one of those Lime bikes out there hitting it. in the first week.
I was gonna say electric unicycles coming in.
Yeah. I'd love to see it get on a line scooter.
That's my only concern with this, with it being so accessible in Atlanta. You get the bad with the good too, you know? So you're going to have the Lime scooters, you're going to have the Surons, you're going to have like the
get off my lawn. Here comes get off my lawn.
The Razor scooters, dude. I'm like,
do you want people to ride bikes, Kason, or not?
I do. I like to voice every side of everything, dude. Like, I'm just speaking truth. There is going to be that aspect with this, is like, when you create good, there's also a hint of bad.
Right.
And
that's that old grandpa truck that you bought talking to.
Easy. No, dude. It's 90. It's going to be 95% good, and there's going to be that 5% of people that suck. That it is what it is. It's just like if you build a skate park or something. You
sound like Butch.
Oh no, dude.
Shots fired.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Riding the Line podcast. Appreciate our sponsors. Thanks for joining us today. This has been good. Thanks for
man,
Josh.
For real.
See you guys later.
For real though.
Left the chat.
Yeah, for real though, man. It's that's definitely a thing. You can't not say it's a thing. You know, even like at your neighborhood right now, you're seeing kids on e-motos causing all kinds of hell. So you know it's going to happen there too. It's just a matter of, you know, us as a community kind of policing it. You know, I know that sounds bad, but you know, there's a lot can go. These kids are going to learn, and these folks that probably don't usually ride that kind of stuff are going to learn a lot from the folks that are already there. And it's kind of upon, you know, it's our job to explain to them why that's not a good idea, or why that's not safe, or why it's risking our access to these kinds of things. You know, why those user conflicts, you know, don't help in the long run. And in fact, they hurt in the long run. You know, I heard something the other day when you were talking about the Old Fourth Ward area, where there's like a commissioner or somebody that was talking about we should have a separate walking path and bike path, scooter path over there in the Old Fourth Ward area. And that just seems crazy to me. Can we not just enforce the rules that we already have? There's already rules that say no throttles, you know, no motorized things like that, class 1, whatever. If we just enforce those rules and maybe use like a little old school shame on folks that do that kind of stuff, then we'll be fine. You know, we don't have to kick everybody out.
Well, and here's the other thing too, is like, if we throw more money at painting how many miles of Beltline that we have, so we paint off you know, lanes for the bike, the scooter, the walker. Now all we've literally done is just waste money on paint.
We just wasted money.
Yeah. And don't get the conversation started with Beltline Rail. There's already millions of people that would freak out about that if we got scooter access.
Oh, I want to be skitching on that thing, dude.
Rail.
I'm going to be on my e-bike skitching on that so I save battery. Like,
it really is a thing, man.
Beltline Rail?
It's the Beltline project was initially supposed to be rail, like light rail, like jump on a MARTA type train, and walking access.
Yeah, like San Francisco kind of style car, but electric.
So the kid that was like, it was like his college thesis that came up with the idea. The main idea was for it to be like a light rail system with walking also beside it. Well, light rail is expensive and hard to do, and just in general, gaining access to places and getting permission for rail is crazy. And MARTA's not profitable, you know, and MARTA already fights and can't get to Cobb County and can't get to Gwinnett County because people don't want it, you know, all the NIMBYs. It's a lot easier to get a sidewalk.
That's because this is the MARTA rail system right here. It does this.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, I agree it would be useful if it went to Cobb.
Dude, it's a 50-50 shot. Either you get to where you need to go or you get killed. It's like, dude,
there's that too, yeah.
But it'll be exciting.
You will have a story to tell. I got stories to tell, dude. My poor dad, back when I was a kid, dude, he got mugged on MARTA with a freaking sawed-off shotgun.
No way, dude.
Yeah, I'm just glad my dad's here, man.
Wow.
I believe it. But there's people that
Oh yeah.
have been bitching about that forever and ever and ever. And like Kason said, people are always going to bitch. There's always going to be bad apples that kind of try to spoil it for everybody else, even if it's not on purpose. They just think they're supposed to be there and it's for them too, and they think my tax dollars paid for this, and so I have a right to be here. Well, in this case, tax dollars did not pay for this. Not a single penny went there. Kind of the same thing with the pump track at Pittner. Cobb County tax dollars did not pay for that. This is kind of a gift from our donors and stuff. So, I guess what is the Rob Deerdeck or whatever built that skate park in Kennesaw, and I guess he didn't like scooters and he didn't like bikes or whatever, and so he said no and skate only. Yep. I mean, I guess that's cool if you're a skater, but what about the rest of it? Why can't we just get along, and figure out how to live together? The one good thing I will say is if it does become so popular that there are user conflicts and problems like that, I guess it just shows there's demand for more of that kind of stuff. And so then we'll have to go back and build more. We'll have to build one specifically just for Strider bikes and one specifically for e-motos and one specifically for scooters, So it's a good problem to have when you've got people that want to be a part of something.
Yeah. Have you been down to the Noonan skate park?
Oh yeah. That was the MTB Atlanta project also with Bike Coweta.
Yeah, dude,
that thing's cool.
That's a dope little park, man. Because I've done my fair share of fruit booting. I did a lot of inlining when I was younger, and I got back into it in COVID, and it was cool. It was cool. I got to take my skates and I got to take my bike down there, and I mean I had a blast on both, and everyone there like, oh, you do two things, cool. You just meet more people and more people.
Yeah, we had a Sorba Summit down there a couple of years ago, and we actually did a little short track race there at that park. Had a band out there and all kinds of stuff for the Sorba Summit. It was super fun. And that's the kind of thing you can do when, we build these, what we like to call pocket parks. Not everything has to be a gigantic bike park like Franklin Park. It'd be great if they were, but, why can't we along the Beltline have these little small, 40 by 40 place to go screw around, a spot for, skateboarders to just mess around and have a couple grind spots, but it's right there in their local neighborhood, or a place with some dirt jumps, over in Grant Park, or a place with some dirt jumps on the west side. The way they should really look at some of these greenways and stuff. Yes, it's all about connectivity. And what if while you're riding to wherever your grocery store, you can hit a couple jumps or something, They do that in Bentonville. They do that at Baker Creek. If you go up to Knoxville and ride that Baker Creek one, man, there's little stuff everywhere, just little Easter eggs all over the trail. And that's kind of what we push for, because in the city of Atlanta, anyway, anything ITP, Ross, I'm sure you know how expensive it is to live down there and how expensive it is for property and development, that kind of thing. And so actually getting a big swath of land is pretty much impossible in order to build a bike park or something like that. Yeah. We're very lucky with what we got. So our focus is usually more on pocket parks and how we can help small communities and get, we help, there's a land trust that we helped on the southwest side of town, and they built, Southeast Land Trust. They built, Aerotropolis, which is a little park, for bikes. And then also another one just a couple miles away. And that's all that's a 4-mile ride to the airport. And then there's Sykes Park, which also has some trails. That's a 2-mile ride from the airport. Then you got Southside. And if you can connect all that stuff, then all of a sudden what was just a, half a mile trail, in somebody's neighborhood, more people get to enjoy it, And so that's kind of the big bad vision is linking all this stuff up, all these little pocket parks, all these little places where we're allowed to do something, and the land manager lets us put something in there. Link them all up so you can do a ramble and hit 4 different places. And on the way, go to Monday night and get a beer. And on the way home, stop and your girl can buy a purse. I don't know. There's a million things to do out there.
Or a new set of tires. It's like a bike park mycelium, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. That's a neat
the other
thought.
thing we got going on, and I know Cason's probably interested in, is wilderness camp.
I was about to bring it up. That was on the tip of my tongue.
Let's go to it.
So wilderness camp is a project that I think I probably said this before, but the very first time I ever wore a COVID mask was to the first meeting for wilderness camp. And it was just kind of like an information meeting up in Bartow. And that is a project that if you haven't been out there to wilderness camp, you got to go. It's great riding. It's in Bartow, just off of 75. It feels like you're in the mountains. It really does. Right now, I think there's 8 miles, 7.5, something like that, miles of trail there. Really good stuff. There's some easy stuff for the kids, right by the parking lot and the bathrooms. And then there's some more backcountry style stuff, back in the park. And we were about to do phase 3. We just got, we just helped, get the grant for Bartow. They got a $500,000 grant, Land and Water Conservation Act grant. And then they matched that for another $500,000. So there's $1 million going into phase 3 at wilderness camp. We walked that with the builders recently. They're going to hopefully start breaking ground here in the next couple months once all the mosquitoes and leaves fall off the trees. It gets a little cooler. But the plan is for like another 7 miles of trail. Hopefully we're going to get like a little bike parky, skills area by the playground. Some improvements with some like shaded structures, place to kind of hang out after your ride. We're really trying to create like a vibe there that, you can come with your kids, you can hang out, you can bring a lunch, you can do whatever, ride whatever kind of trail you want to ride. That phase 3 is going to be awesome from a standpoint of elevation and topography. It really is going to be like you're in the mountains. And then when you're done, you can go right across the street to the Stamp Creek put-in and go jump on a jet ski or jump in the lake or something like that. You live over there, don't you, Kason?
What was your question?
You live over there close to wilderness camp, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm every bit of 10, 15 minutes. That's like, it's either there or Pine is where I ride usually. So it's sick. I didn't like it at first, to be honest with you.
Well, phase 1 is very different than phase 2, for sure. Phase 2 made a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, adding Tuna Trace was everything, dude.
Yep.
Like that trail, because like if we're being completely honest, everything but Tuna Trace right now, it's fairly tame, a little bit more kid and family oriented.
Yep.
So once like Tuna Trace was added, it was kind of like, okay, here is kid family trails, but here's also a trail that makes you feel like you're in LJ.
Yep.
Which is sick. And it's right up the road from my house. And I know there is like really truly a gap. And I'm in the middle of that gap. And if Pine Mountain and Wilderness didn't exist, I'd be driving a whole lot because, I'm 35 minutes from Alatoona, equally 45 minutes from Jared's. Other than that, like, I got nothing. It's an hour to blankets, an hour to Alatoona, an hour to rope. So there was definitely a void that needed to be filled, 100%. And so, like,
Bartow County's got it going on for sure. That's gonna be the Mecca sooner or later.
Dude, the amount of money that Bartow County has been putting in parks lately blows my mind. There is a park about 1/10 of a mile up the road from me. I could walk there in the next 5 minutes probably. And I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a water park, a couple of ginormous slides. Like, it's insane, dude. I run there. It's amazing, like kind of what they're doing around the Cartersville area. It's awesome. Yeah. And Wilderness Camp is sick. I love it. On an e-bike, it's even sicker.
For sure. For sure.
You can rip it pretty quick.
So Bartow, that's one of those situations where they raised all that money themselves. We helped them, get the grants and stuff, but they did all the legwork. Their grant writer, not even the parks department, the grant writer was the one that kind of went and got the money for this project and a lot of their projects. Got to give her all the credit, honestly. But yeah, man, they, as counties go in the metro area, they're doing such a good job. They have really good infrastructure and they're right there by 75. And so they've done really good with, bringing industry there, bringing commercial stuff there where they can get a good tax base And so now they're starting to profit off of that, and that's happening when you see all those new parks coming in. I was really sad to see Pine Log disappear. That was actually my favorite place to ride before that kind of got taken away. But now that Tuna Trace is there, that trail, at Wilderness Camp, and now that I've seen and we flagged the phase 3 portion, man, there are sections in phase 3 that remind me so much of Pine Log. Just, I don't know if you remember like the Sasquamish and some of those trails out there where it's just huge rocks and rock slabs and stuff. There's some of that same stuff in phase 3. And the plan is to make one of those trails pretty much, if not all black, it'll be blue with so many black alt lines and features, that it'll feel like you're on log again, which is my dream. I used to love that place.
Yeah, I love Pine Log. It was unbelievably confusing, I will say, because of course it's like unsanctioned and like, dude, if you did a ride out there, you're gone. Like, go ahead and block the whole day off. Like,
oh yeah,
you're not going anywhere else.
And that's what I liked about it though. Like it was a 45-minute drive from I live in Marietta, so it was a 45-minute drive from my house, but it felt like I was in the middle of nowhere. And like you'd see turkeys out there, and like wild boars would chase you while you're on your bike going down ridgeline and stuff. Like it was so good, so good.
The ridgeline was sick, man. I got some good photos still on my phone of riding the ridgeline, going all the way up to the tower, riding some of the stuff off the tower, and yeah, Pine Log was sick. And Avery Glass built some cool stuff out there.
Off a tower and stuff. Some of that stuff was really neat. Yeah. Man, and there's still hope for that place. There'll be a lot of development there, and that's what's going to drive the next big boom in Bartow. But there's still so much if you think about the places that we would ride there, you can't build on that stuff, man. That's so much rock and it's so steep. There's no way to build anything up there. So no matter what, there'll be some kind of conservation area up there. It's just a matter of how big it will be, We'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like I know talks where it's like an Avalon type deal for a long time is what I've been hearing. I don't know what they're gonna build there, but like you said, like, dude, you're not building on the ridgeline. Like, like they're probably gonna use a portion of it, on the other side of the mountain or whatever it is. So yeah, I don't know what's happening with that, but I'm super excited about the wilderness thing. I love it out there. My fiance loves riding out there. I know, like, I've talked about it so much on this podcast. I get messages all the time from folks that are like, "Hey man, like heard it on the podcast. I rode out there. I love the trails." And that's really cool. Cause like, I really want to bring people out there because it's like, there's not a marketing team behind, a new trail system. It's like, you kind of just get a word of mouth. And I think the more traffic we have out there, the better, man. I would love to see, I mean, literally every time I go out there, I'm the only one out there. So I would love to get more traffic and show people what's going on. And I think this next phase will do that. Do you know if there's going to be a second parking lot? Am I wrong in saying that I heard that?
Yeah. So phase 3 is going to include a second kind of backcountry style parking lot. So just like a gravel lot for probably like 10, 12 cars or so. It'll be closer to where the backside of Tuna Trace is, where you go towards that bridge now, that bridge that doesn't go anywhere. That parking lot will be over there.
Yeah, and there's a road right there.
Yeah. So, you mentioned one thing earlier about this that really I've been thinking about since you said it, is it's kind of, Wilderness Camp is kind of a microcosm of how Sorba works, honestly, or trail advocacy works. Like I said, the grant writer got some money. We helped them kind of figure, she's a grant writer. She doesn't know anything about mountain biking. She doesn't mountain bike. So we were kind of the mountain bike experts in the conversation and helped guide her, help them, the county figure out, how these contracts work. Cause they're used to going and buying like football fields or, playground equipment. Trails is kind of a whole different thing, and they don't know what's going on. So like that first phase, like you talked about, it was kind of meh, I think Tailored Trails built it. They built it specifically with the idea that it was going to be, family friendly, close to the parking lot. Their hope was to get a GCA team based out of there, which I'm sure they will, especially once they get the mileage up. And so, yes, it's probably not fun for you and me, but for a mom and dad that are coming there, that place has got a bathroom. It's got benches. It's got like a little sessionable thing next to the parking lot, and it's got trails that anybody can ride, and they all come back to the parking lot. So it's perfect for mom and dad. And so once we got that part done, then phase 2 is like, we're going to do a little something different. We're going to open it up a little bit, get some speed, take advantage of, the topography and whatnot. And so that's why you got such different trails in phase 2. We also got different trail builders, so you get a different flavor, a different style. And then phase 3 is going to be the same thing. Phase 3 is going to have that other small parking lot. We're calling it the backcountry lot. It's going to have kind of like we call it flow country. So it's kind of flowy single track. It'll have a trail that's like that. And then it'll have that big bad trail that will be mostly blue with a lot of black in it out there. We're going to call kind of mini pine logish. And then we're also doing, because of the Land Water Conservation Act, there's a couple of like wildlife viewing areas. So, when you get down by the creek and you can go wade in the little swimming hole down there, there'll be a place to park your bike and hang out and maybe throw up a hammock and a bench and stuff in that area. By the parking lot, there'll be some shaded structures. There'll be all the little pines behind the bathroom will be like a little skills playground. I'm pushing in the design to try to change the mine shaft, the little sessionable line right there. I'm pushing to try to get a dual slalom course right there because we don't have that anywhere around here. And that would be perfect for it. I would love to see, a trail armored dual slalom course that you can go ride anytime. That's part of the beauty of wilderness camp is it drains so good. The soil's kind of rocky and stuff, and the way the trails are built, especially phase 2, you could rip that thing after a half an inch of rain. I'm the official trail status person, and so I'm the one that changes when the trails are closed and when they're open online and stuff. And that's one I just get to leave open all the time. I mean, I think today we got an inch of rain, so I closed it. But for the most part, that place is awesome. We base those decisions off of how much rainfall and all that kind of stuff. But that place just rips no matter how wet it is. It's pretty cool. So when your other trails are closed, the high traffic trails like Alatuna and like Blankets and stuff, head to Wilderness Camp. You will not be disappointed. That place is awesome.
Yeah, I think this is genuinely the first time I've ever seen this trail system close.
Yeah.
And obviously you've probably closed it before, but
I have.
When looking, I've never once seen Wilderness closed. So it's really cool because I'm always if I got a short amount of time, I'm always I'm gonna head out there real quick and do a rip and just ride everything real quick. And I'm
in the last 24 hours, it got 1.12 inches of rain. Otherwise,
it's been hard today. Yeah.
If it was less than an inch, you could still rip that place. It's that good.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I got standing water in my backyard right now. It's pretty gnarly. We got a lot of rain. Yeah, I love it out there, man. I'm stoked for the next phase. I mean, I'll be selfish. It's perfect for me. It's this is my, because I don't have another choice. It's either I ride Pine, which is insanely gnarly and I'm scared to ride it by myself, or I go ride Wilderness and enjoy my time and throw some earbuds in. So,
yeah.
And there's a lot of people that live up here that are in that same situation, man. So
yeah,
super cool.
I think more people know about it than we realize. And it's mainly, like you said, people that live up that way. The lake is awesome, but the lake also, if you just threw a rock from Wilderness to Alatuna or threw a rock from Blankets to Wilderness, it wouldn't be that far. But to drive all the way around the lake ends up being almost an hour drive to get over there, So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but at the same time, you're hitting all the different sides of the lake, man. It's going to be awesome. I'm super, super excited about it. We had a grand opening when we first did phase 1. And then because the grant writing lady just did so good at getting money, bang, 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 usually these projects take 10 years. You get a plan, you go get some funding, you do a little bit of it, wait a couple of years, you come back, try to get some more funding. She just like before phase 1 was done, she already figured out how to get money for phase 2. And as phase 2 was finishing, she already had money for phase 3. They're going to have a fully built out park like in pretty much just 5 years from concept to done. It's unheard of. Like I have to give them so much credit. And I think that's really bodes well for the future because Bartow has so much good land right now available for this kind of stuff. You know, if you go to Cobb, you go to Fulton, DeKalb, anywhere, you're going to get some floodplain that's left over like Allatoona Creek or something where they'll let you build some trails. But other than that, it's too developed. Bartow still has plenty of great properties and great topography. So we're excited about that for sure, man. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, you think just like up the 75 corridor, there's a lot of land that's available.
Yeah. Go towards Cartersville, go towards Rome.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff out that way. I'm not saying we need to use up all the land, but it's better to have mountain bike trails than it is a skyscraper, folks. So, right. If we can use
at
up
least
all the,
in our opinion.
Yeah, and if we could use up all the land with mountain bike trails that are about 2 feet wide, it's going to be way better. And then you can't build on those trails, so it's cool.
Yeah,
I would wait to have a lot of.
And up in that area, you know, we actually got a second grant from the Chestnut Family Foundations for shovel-ready projects that we're working on right now. So that first one we built 20 miles in the pump track. This one I think it'll be about 25 miles. It's spread out all over we kind of sprinkled it all over the metro area. But I think the boys right now are working up in Ellijay, around Carter's Lake. They're adding like 10 miles up there. And then
Carter's Lake?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
I don't know if it's all going to be like as fun as some of the little downhill sections over there. But you're going to have like, it's going to become a true destination where you can hang out at the campground, you know, for the weekend and just end up riding like 15, 18 miles of trail while you're out there. It's going to be awesome.
There were a couple pop-up trails, I think. I don't know if y'all had anything to do with it. Isn't there a new trail over by the Carter Cay River?
Doris Wigington's like a little park over there. There's Fighting Town Creek.
It's right off of Mulkey Road.
Yeah. There's little stuff everywhere, honestly, man. Ellijay and, you know, Gilmer County, Blue Ridge, they see the value, you know, that's why people buy houses up there is for that kind of lifestyle. So expect more to happen, you know, and we're building our relationship with the Forest Service and stuff stronger every day. You know, we go up there and try to do some extra projects for them and stuff and kind of put out the olive branch, you know, to try to be able to build some more stuff there too. You know, if we could do some more stuff like around the Penhodies and whatnot, that would be awesome. You know, there's so much stuff up there, like in the Aska region and stuff too, or if we could, you know, figure out a way to build some more stuff there. It's all about just building that relationship, with those land managers, you know, and building that trust. And when they trust you and they see, you know, you're going to do what you say and you're going to deliver, just like any business. If you say you're going to do something you can deliver on, then people are going to continue to use you, you know? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be every land manager's best friend so we can build more stuff in their area.
Dude, that's killer, man. Well, dude, Josh, man, thanks for everything you do. Everything you have done.
Appreciate it.
Everything you will continue to do. Pay it forward. Stoked to get out and get to, I hadn't seen you for a hot minute, but
man.
Be stoked to get out there, see you and get to go ride some more. Yeah, man, huge thanks for the Atlanta community for what you've been doing
appreciate it, man.
Even just as the trail advocate, man, that's incredible.
Yeah. If I could do anything, like say anything to everybody out there is, you know, you don't have to go out to work days and get dirty and dig. I know that's not everybody's gig. You know, maybe you like to race and maybe you want to come to one of our races. We do like the Voodoo race, the Allatoona race. We do the Dirty Sheets gravel grinder. You know, and all those races raise money for these types of projects, you know. And if you're not into that kind of stuff, just become a member, you know. I think it's $39 a year. $39 a year, you become a member. There's lots of perks, you know, discounts and stuff you get. But more than that, when we go and talk to these land managers and we talk about what kind of impact we're making and how many people, you know, are with us and behind us for the cause, those numbers matter, I always tell people, you go to Jared's place. I love that place. It's amazing. It's like $60 for the day to rip around, that pays for their trail crew. That's why their trails are so amazing. Everywhere else in the Atlanta area, it's $39 a year to ride, and volunteers are going to take care of it as best they can. But that's all we're asking. It's $39. Become a SORBA member. Doesn't have to be North Georgia Mountain Bike Association. It can be Rambo. It can be SORBA Woodstock. It can be all three. You can be a member of all three chapters if you want. I would just say become a member wherever you ride. You'll get discounts. You'll hear about social rides. You'll hear about all the comings and goings, all the new stuff we're building. But yeah, I hope everybody would go out there and join, because it does make a huge difference when we're trying to get big projects off the ground.
Yeah, 100%. Everybody definitely should. And we've dove so deep in the volunteer topic and all of that before, man. We can't say it enough, dude. Like help out where you can. And be present in the community. And honestly, like just having conversations like this is a big help, and just being on top of what's going on and being relevant and telling your friends about it. And, when things open, like what's happening in Atlanta, it's like, dude, bring everybody, bring all your friends, show these folks that we want stuff like this. Be present, show up, man. And, yeah, that's all I have to say about it, man. It's just,
well, yeah. I want to dive into a couple things. Josh, what are you riding? What's in your bike quiver? What are you riding on these days?
I've got a hardtail that I probably ride the most. It's like a aggressive titanium bike that I ride on the Beltline. I ride it wherever, pump track, you name it.
What kind of frame?
It's a RSD Middle Child. It's like a Canadian brand. I'm sure it's made in Taiwan, like everything is, but it's great. I love it.
Boutique Taiwan brand.
Yeah, dude, they're great. They do good work there. But then I also have a cascaded out Santa Cruz High Tower. So 160, 150. That's kind of my fun bike. And right now I'm also rocking our friend Tony has hooked me up with we're interested in the chapter, because we have to do so much when it comes to like North Georgia stuff now. Going getting trees, like just this past week, I think there was 6 inches of water that fell up in, North Georgia. Yeah, I'm sure you saw the Coe videos of dude drafting that stuff.
Coe was ripping, dude.
It was like crazy.
It was full send.
Crazy. But, we got to go up there and, after a rain event like that, there's hundreds of trees that fall down, so we have to do a work day. Yeah. We did one last week, Bear Creek, P1, P2. Drag a bunch of people up there, cut trees.
I was going to say, we just rode. So Leah and I, the day before we got engaged, I took her up there and we just rode Bear and P1. We did a real quick loop. But I guess you were part of that work crew, dude. We got through and I stopped at Mulberry Gap and I saw Kate Gates. And she was like, hey, the crew's, gotten this, that. She's like, everything's passable. Everything's good. The speed of which you guys got that trail clear was uncanny, because I was up there in the storm.
Yeah. We already had a work day kind of scheduled because TNGA is coming up and stuff. But yeah, man, the people that live up there, they do amazing work. They are strapped. Kate and Andrew are awesome. All the bike shops up there, they're all awesome. They do way more than their fair share of kind of keeping those trails up and running. And that's how the chapter tries to support them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But what I was getting to is, in order to get some of those trees, I have started riding some e-bikes, and we want to get some e-bikes specifically for that, to run around town and get trees whenever people report them. By the way, if you're riding your local trail and a tree falls down, take a picture of where it's at on Trail Forks and what it looks like, and report it on the socials, and we'll go get it. That's what we do. But we do that now. Our friend Tony hooked us up with an e-bike to mess around with and do some runs on. In fact, I think it might. I rode his. So there's a Levo 4, super fun. And then actually got to ride his Levo R also, which was even more fun. And can't say enough good things about like what it opens up and the possibilities, man. I was kind of like a, Kaysen / Butch when it comes to class 3, class 1 e-bikes. It's like, I don't love the fact that they turn them into class 3s. From a standpoint of like a land manager's they're not excited about that. But from a standpoint of a user, man, I live in Marietta. It's like 20 minutes for me to drive to the trail. I can jump on that thing, stick it in class 3, not get run over in traffic, get to the trailhead, stick it in class 1, rip around, and then ride back home. It's awesome. Super awesome.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm a convert because I've been riding them a fair amount. I've ridden a bunch of them. I rode Rail for a while. I rode Levo for a while, some Santa Cruzes, all e-bikes. The thing I think I like the most about this one is that, what is it called? Where it's got the 5100, the dynamic,
the micro
ride.
tune.
Yeah. Well, the one where it like automatically does it for you. You don't just pick like eco turbo or, trail, mode.
Yeah.
That is game changing, honestly, because you could set it for 50% of when you're just kind of cruising. But if you want to get on the pedals and actually put an effort in, then it'll give like 100%. And it's just so natural feeling. It's not like you're on like a dirt bike. If you had it set to 100 all the time, it'd feel like a dirt bike, which is fun sometimes. But yeah, which is fun sometimes. I'm not saying I'll do that a lot also, but it just feels real natural with the dynamic portion. And I'm impressed, man. We're going to get some for sure, a fleet for the chapter. Can't say enough good things. Everybody needs one in their stable.
Dude, yeah. The E is a thing. I will, since you did bring it up, I have to give another non sequitur. This one's to Bizuch, man. I know.
Oh boy.
I know.
Careful.
Online, you can be a bit of a menace, and we love you for it. But I also know that if we meet in person, and this is coming from a very, very valid source, that we would get along.
I thought you were about to say you kick his ass.
No, bro. I know. We haven't met we may have met once, twice. But I also know the deep down you're a very good, kind-hearted person. But bit of a menace.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Let's go ride. Put something on the calendar.
Yeah,
let's do that.
We need to do it. We need to do a ride in the line group.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, a ride in the line group ride would be pretty awesome. Just get so many knuckleheads out, take over some trail.
I don't know if people want that, dude.
We should go the same night as like the GCA. All the GCA practices at the same trailhead. We'll have the ride in the line, the ride in the line ride, and all. Yeah, we'll go to Blankets where they have like 300 kids on certain nights, and we'll just go ride with them. Yeah.
I don't know if they want about 17 people on class 3 mode riding the same trails as these kids. Dude.
I mean, with the cardio that those kids
don't you want more people on bikes?
We're gonna need class 3 mode.
Yeah, you're right, dude.
Bro.
Yeah, that's the only way you're keeping up with some of those kids, man.
We need to make it happen. The kids rip, bro. I have no complaints about these kids. These kids are fast.
Oh yeah, I'm the head coach for the I guess team director. Anyway, I'm involved with the North Paulding GCA team and the Paulding County GCA teams. And dude, like our girls are way faster than me. It's ridiculous. We have 5 girls on this team that are 15, 16 years old, and they are smoking me. And I've been riding like twice as long as they have. I have to get on the e-bike to even try to stay with them. And I'm supposed to be their coach.
Yep.
Give me a break.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many Tropicalias are these girls drinking? You know what I mean?
True. That would probably even it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Sweet. Yeah, man. Let's get a ride in the line group ride together. That sounds like fun.
Dude, Dude, it'd be sick.
Wilderness camp.
Yeah.
Maybe after the next phase. It would be a short group ride right now.
I mean, dude, if we can get you over to Rambo over to Big Creek, man, I think that's the spot for the riding the line group ride, man. We get the massive trains coming down the free ride area.
I'll roll the caboose in case everything.
Yeah,
caboose it up, bro. Somebody's got to do it.
Big Creek or a good old bike park day,
or just Jared's. Yeah. Let's go. If we get folks to rally for beach, let's go ride some slow lifts, dude. Let's do it,
dude. Slow lifts. You know what the problem was? We didn't have enough beer on the lift.
Well, you know what? We learned. We will adjust.
That was the problem,
right?
So I've only been to.
We didn't know what to do with our hands, dude.
One lift service bike park, and it was snowshoe. And the beauty about that is, like, at the bottom of the hill, they've got a little bar down there at the lake, and so you can get a beer and then jump on the lift and ride up. That place is awesome.
I'll blow your mind. Beach has a bar at the bottom and the top, within about 20 feet of the lift. Both of them.
Well, it sounds like you were doing it wrong.
Yeah, you have brewery at the bottom, and then you have bar at the top.
Yeah.
So you get options.
What was your favorite trail up at Snowshoes? Favorite trail?
I'll be honest. I like techie stuff, and may not be like the fastest ripper on it, but I really enjoyed like the actual UCI downhill course section. It was before they had that race there, but it's the same line. That was so fun. Yeah. I don't know what it's called, whatever the pro line thing over there, whatever it's called, kind of goes in and out of a couple trails. And I like the leaded trails on the other side a lot too. But when we were there, it was kind of wet and some of that wood was real slippery and stuff. So I stayed on the other side. But I love that place, man. That was awesome. That really opened my eyes to a whole new world, honestly. Because before that, I had been to like Canoga when they first opened, but hadn't ridden anything else like that. And to be able to get on a bike and just go downhill for like 12 minutes is insane at Snowshoes. Like this, what is going on? How have I not done this before?
Dude, the letters, I think the letters are some of the best trails around, especially like lift access, dude. All the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they're all so good. M and O were really fun. I think
are the letter trails on the backside? Like
they're on the front side and they're on the lake side, on the basin side.
So I don't know what's front and back, but I went there.
Basin and Western Territory.
Yeah, I went there in like 21 or 20 when they had the World Cup, and the World Cup track was on one side.
Western.
I was on the Western side.
Western Territory, yeah.
And so the letter trail's on the other side.
Yeah.
Basin side. Dude, I had a blast. There's a trail that leads into, on the western side, it leads into like the condos that are up the road. It's a loamer. And it like puts you in the parking lot of the condos. I don't know if you've ever rode this trail, but it was my all-time favorite trail there.
I
had the Clayton boys.
I like some of the non-lift stuff better than some of the lift trails there too, honestly. It was super fun. It was worth trying to pedal your ass back to the lift, or back up the hill yourself.
Dude, Enchanted Forest was sick. Yeah.
Enchanted Forest, Dark Side of the Moon, those trails are so fun, dude.
So good. It reminds me of Whistler, honestly, dude. Like some of that riding makes me think I'm in Canada. 100%.
Interesting. That's on the bucket list too, of course.
Yeah. Whistler's good. Ross is a Whistler expert.
All I've really done is from bike parks is like Windrock, Canoga, Snowshoe, tons and tons and tons of Jared's Place. So I feel like we're pretty spoiled over here, man. I'm sure Whistler's amazing, but Southeast has got
it good. But I mean, if you want to ride, like, dude, it's insane. Like, if you go to the top of the world at Whistler, dude, like a normal rider, what do you say, Ross? Like 30 minutes to an hour? Like if you take your time
to get top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were cooking. Somewhere in that 40-minute range.
That's insane. Like, we don't have anything like that.
Yeah.
Well,
when
it's
I
all
ride
down
Wind Rock,
like
it's that long, but it's because I either crashed and had to walk half the trail, or
because you got a
I broke
concussion.
my bike. One of the two.
That's how long it took for the ambulance to get there. About 45
That's
minutes.
right.
The helicopter.
Yeah, that's funny, dude.
I got to the bottom of Wind Rock one time, and they're like, "What cabin are you staying in?" I'm like, "We're staying in a cabin."
That's great.
Oh, that's funny, dude. I think we all have. I've been knocked out numerous times at Wind Rock, broken some bones. So we all have stories, dude.
Oh, I've seen Kason silly a few times for sure,
bro.
Yikes!
Oh,
bounce
on
back,
that
though.
note, stay safe out there. Bounce back. Take your time. Don't get back into it too soon. Get healthy. Everybody stay safe. Stay healthy. Josh, it has been absolutely rad times, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, boys.
Looking forward to West Side. I don't think November can get here soon enough, brother.
We'll go get you a staff tour soon.
Yes.
Yeah. And hey, last thing, any questions for us?
Yeah, what's it like to be so popular on the interwebs?
Get out of here. You're done.
You're the talk of the
Episode
town.
over.
That's it. Quit. Talk of the town, dude.
Talk of the town, man. Every
town.
time, as soon as I get the notification on my phone that a new episode dropped, I immediately put the headphones on, stop working, and listen immediately. Every time. Even when it's about
that warms my heart.
About mono stuff.
That warms my heart.
Or even if it's about Ross going down some rapids, I tune in. Y'all are doing good work. Seriously though, I know it's probably not easy to get together all the time with busy schedules, especially now that both you guys are about to be married. But you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up, fellas, for sure.
Yes, you do an amazing job, bro. I appreciate all the kind words, but everything you do for the community, again, what Ross said. Thank you so much. Thank you to what used to be MTB Atlanta is now called, what's it called?
North Georgia Mountain Bike Association.
North Georgia Mountain Bike Association.
Yes.
Can the people hit you guys up on social media?
Yeah, where's it at?
We're on all the socials, everywhere. We have like 40,000 followers already. We'd love to have 40,001. Come join us. We're starting a cult.
North Georgia Mountain Bike Association. Go hit them up. Go follow what they're doing and donate, man. Become a donor no matter where you are. Your local trail systems help everybody out. Josh, thank you so much, brother. Keep riding that line, folks.
Thanks, fellas.
Before we wrap this up, huge thank you to the brands that make Riding the Line possible. Big thanks to Specialized Bicycle Components. From trail bikes and EMTBs like the Levo platform to road, gravel, helmets, shoes, and some of the best tires in the game, they're not just building bikes. They're building the full ride experience. Whether you're racing, training, or just chasing better days on the trail, Specialized has it dialed from top to bottom. Check them out at specialized.com. Shout out to CTS Media. Websites, photography, videography, and marketing strategies for brands that actually want to grow. If you're serious about leveling up your business, head to ctsmedia.org. Appreciate Shred It You're On. Innovative jersey solutions that let you run a GoPro or action cam straight through the jersey while keeping your sponsors visible. Built for riders who create. Check them out at shredyouron.com. And big thanks to Gutter Getters, keeping homes dialed so you can stay focused on riding. We appreciate all of you supporting the sponsors and who support the show. We'll see you on the next one.